And good morning at 7:04 on this Wednesday, November 6th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome here on a Wednesday morning. We're all ready to get underway after a long night. We were here till 10 o'clock last night, and it's kind of been a short night in a way, but here on Wednesdays, we always open up talking about Cedarstone Bank, and usually with Bob McDonald. Bob's with us this morning by phone, and of course, he's president and CEO, Chief Executive Officer for Cedarstone Bank. Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. Good morning.
Good morning, my friend. Good to be with you. I appreciate you letting me dial in again, and I enjoyed when I called in. I enjoyed talking to Susan briefly. It's good to talk to her on early Wednesday morning.
Yeah. She and I and MJ and Billy all left about the same, and Judge Tatum left the same time last night. And Susie and I made it back at 7. MJ and Billy, I guess, at their usual time, which is earlier than that. But anyway, it's a Wednesday morning. We're ready to go, and we're ready to find out what's happening at Cedarstone.
Well, it's been a very, very good year for us, Coleman. We touched on that last week, and we're well into the final quarter of the year, and we're also well into doing our planning and preparations for the new year, and all that's coming along very well. And we've had just a great year this year, Coleman, in terms of serving our customers, serving our communities, opening new depository accounts, making new loans, new relationships. So it's been a really good year, and we're expecting much the same for 2025.
Well, I've got to ask this. Now that we at least think we know, we believe, we're pretty sure of who's going to be in the White House for the next 4 years. How is that going to affect banking, business, your job at Cedarstone?
Well, it will have an impact, and the first impact is the fact that a decision has been made. There's no more uncertainty. We have a good idea about what direction the president will take the country, and so as you know, you and I have discussed many times, I'm always careful not to talk politics, because I've got a broad constituency, Coleman. I have shareholders, and I have customers, and I have communities to serve, and I have board of directors, and so I serve a lot of people, and so I have to be careful when it gets into politics. But it is good that we have a decision made. We have this behind us, and now we can move forward and looking forward very much into 2025.
Well, not to be too political here, but do you feel like you have a better grasp, or at least idea, of how things will be for the next 4 years with President Trump coming in than had it gone the other way?
Well, we do, simply because he was, when he was president for 4 years, we got a good understanding of his approach to governing, his approach to leadership, and we always try to remove anything that might not be objective, and so he had a pro-business approach, and so we found that to be positive when he was in his first term. So I think we can be hopeful that same approach will be in place, and keep an eye on lower taxes, which impacted our bank. I mean, when he lowered the corporate tax rate his first term in office, I mean, that put money on our bottom line, which we could in turn loan out and grow the bank. So we're hopeful that he'll continue that same type of pro-business approach, while at the same time providing the necessary government programs and funding those programs, such as VA benefits, Social Security benefits, those types of areas of government.
Well, of course, we try to mention this every week. I mean, banks make a lot of their money by lending money, and you're still lending. You'll get your loan at Cedarstone, and I know you're anxious to make a few today.
Well, we will. We had a very busy day yesterday. We had a lot of folks coming in, opening up opened up their Simply Free checking account. We made a lot of loans yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to doing that today and moving on through the balance of the year and then doing the same thing, growing the bank as we move into 2025.
All right. Well, we've got just time to mention again how wonderful that Simply Better free checking account is.
Yeah, it's a great account, and it is free. Susan and I were out of town last weekend, and I needed some cash, so I pulled up to another bank ATM, and we drew money from my checking account. That ATM charged me $3 to use their ATM, and so the bank will in turn refund me that money. So it is free in every way, and I have customers call me who are abroad in other countries who are using other ATMs and other, in Europe, for example, and we always refund those other bank ATM fees and charges.
Well, that's one of the things that makes this checking account a little bit better and different from most, I think. But, Bob, thanks for being with us. We appreciate your visit each Wednesday, and we'll do it again next week.
Thank you, my friend. Good being with you. Have a good day.
Bob McDonald, President, CEO, Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. We're 10:30 after the hour, and this is the first Wednesday of November, the first Wednesday of each month, unless something goes, unless there's a great reason, and usually there's not. We feature the University of Tennessee Extension Office. And this morning, we have Sarah Sharp representing that office, and Sarah's here to talk about a few things. But let me say that the FCE, you are the Wilson County Secretary for FCE. That's correct, right?
Yes, sir.
And good morning and welcome to our program.
Well, thank you, Coleman. I'm glad to be here today.
Sarah Sharp, and we're going to find out a few things this morning. First of all, I think you've got a big day today.
Yes, we do. We every month we have a craft day, the first Wednesday of the month. But in November we have Santa's workshop. So today we've got 12 different crafts going on. You can make a teddy bear out of a towel.
No.
You can there's a star we're going to make that you fold up in fabric. We're going to make some bracelets. You can make red and green or whatever color you want. Some rope bracelets. Wheat stars. We're still on that theme we had from the fair this year. We still have a lot of wheat around, so we're still doing crafts with wheat. And one of my favorite, we're going to do a pocket angel made out of a jean pocket, off of a jean pocket. We're going to do some type of a canvas decoupage of making a tree. A journal book that you can put little pictures in or gift cards for somebody. Their necklaces. And my favorite we're having this year, we're going to have some holiday candy making. We got to have the sweets in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to be making some cherry cordials, Buckeyes, and Martha Washington balls. There is a nominal fee for each one of these, but you do your supplies. A lot of times, I don't know if I'd like to do that craft. I want to invest that much in it. This way you can come and you try it, you like it, and then you can go back and if you want to do some more, buy some more yourself. It will be today at 9 o'clock at the fairgrounds at the Education Building, starting at 9 o'clock today.
All right. Now, I'm looking at a flyer, some information here about that, and it says to RSVP. But is it too late to come and be a part of this?
It's not too late to come. Just come and show up. It's too late to RSVP because Carolyn's getting everything together this morning for us. Carolyn Binkley, who's over the craft thing. So just show up, and we will. We'll also we'll be feeding you today. I want to give a shout out to our food sponsor, which is Elaine Cash with AG and Johnson Realty. She helps us with our food that we feed the people when they come to our craft days.
All right. Wilson County FCE, and I'm glad this is written on here because I forget this sometimes. We used to call it the Home Demonstration Club, and that was years ago. That's almost ancient history, as we say. I don't know when FCE started, but it's been several years, hasn't it?
Yes, it's been several years.
But that's family and community education. And,
yes, sir.
And that probably describes what you do really well, family and community education.
Yes, sir. We do a lot of different areas. Each individual, we have 11 clubs here in Wilson County, and each club does certain things, different things within their community. Now, also the FCE, we have just finished up a service project where we made blankets, and each patrol car here in the Wilson County, the city, the county, and a highway patrol all have one blanket for in their cars. Was for children, like when you've had an accident or something like that, just a little comfort. Well, we made blankets. We just recently did that back in October. We got those finished.
You know how many there were, approximately the number, the ballpark figure?
It's way over, close to 150, between 150 and 200 we made.
Wow.
I do not have the exact number. I'm sorry.
How long did it take to do that?
It took us we did several, about a year, I'd say. We worked on it for a while, and then we did a big push to get it done at the end.
Well, I don't know who thought of that, but I would probably never have come up with an idea like that, but I bet that was much appreciated.
Well, I'm going to give a shout out to Penny West. She was our special projects coordinator, and this was one of her things, was one of her ideas, to do this for the community. What we're doing next year, we're working on some new things for next year. We can do something different.
Well, it sounds like you stay busy and you come up with a lot of ideas.
Yes, it's very important to be community involved, and several of us also volunteer for the 4-H. We do some different things with 4-H and everything, so we're quite involved with the Extension Office.
Okay, we need to take a break right here, and more coming up with our guest here this morning, Sarah Sharp, here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota. Write it off the lot. Write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. With this rain out here in Middle Tennessee, give yourself extra travel time. There's some slip and slide going on. There's a crash at OHB at Clarksville Pike, I-40 westbound near DeBumbrium is over to the side as traffic increases even more now on I-40 coming in from Mount Juliet through Wilson County. It's loading up now with a little bit more volume on 24 westbound up through the Antioch area in from Murfreesboro. Princess Hot Chicken has new items on the menu. Check them out today at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hi, this is Jack Partlow with Partlow Funeral Chapel. Have you considered making your final wishes known? At Partlow Funeral Chapel, we understand the importance of planning ahead. Call us today to set up an appointment and receive your free funeral planning guide. We'll walk you through every step, ensuring your wishes are honored and giving you and your family peace of mind. Partlow Funeral Chapel, caring for you and your family now and always. Call 615-444-7007 or visit us at partlowchapel.com.
What do you do when you wake up to find a leak at your house? What about that toilet that won't flush or water heater that won't heat? Don't worry about it. Call us at Steve Moll Plumbing and we will be there with one of our highly trained and professional plumbers to take care of whatever your issues may be. When you call us at 615-449-5019, you will still get one of the family as our local management continues for another generation. Trust us with your job and see the family difference at Steve Moll Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 40 years.
Designer Carpets in Lebanon is your headquarters for flooring such as carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, and tile from all of the major manufacturers. Designer Carpets installs luxury waterproof vinyl planks and tiles, and they also do custom shower installations, backsplashes, and tub surrounds. Estimates are free and financing is available. Call Johnny or Rex at 453-3000. In business for decades at 1010 West Main or visit designercarpetsoflebanon.com.
And thanks for joining us here on a Wednesday morning, the first Wednesday of each month. We feature the Beauty Extension Office. Today, Sarah Sharp is my guest, and they have sent Sarah out here to talk about Santa's Workshop, which we've already talked about. We'll get back to again. Another thing regarding 4-H we're going to mention here in a minute, but Sarah, I just thought it'd be nice to kind of find out a little bit about your history with FCE, family and community education. How long have you been doing this?
In Wilson County, I have been doing it for almost 12 years now. When I lived in East Tennessee, I was in a club in East Tennessee before I moved to Middle Tennessee. And after I retired, I was able to get back involved here in Wilson County. So I've been in it several years.
Well, since you're speaking of retirement, what did you retire from? We want to know a little more about you this morning.
I retired from the Tennessee Department of Education in Nashville.
So what was that job all about?
Well, when I retired, I was working with teacher licensing. I was one that renewed licenses, and I mainly worked with the people who came from out of state trying to get their licenses transferred to the state of Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Well, you're having fun. What you're doing now, being a part of the FC, aren't you?
Yes. Once I retired, I want to get involved in volunteer work. So I'm in quite a few things. Coleman and I have been worked on some other teams together before on other things, but I really do enjoy my FCE work.
Okay, well, for those who might be considering this or wanting to explore more what it's all about and what you do, you meet. Is it once a month you try to have a meeting?
Most of the clubs meet once a month. They have different times. If you're interested in joining a club, you need to call the extension office, and we will be glad to hook you up with somebody who can guide you to a club and see where the area is, and give you a list of them and let you look to see which one would fit your need.
Well, now years ago, and I maybe bring things like this up too much sometimes, but I've been around a good while. But I can remember when my mother was part of a home demonstration club. The point I was going to make here, people pretty much stayed in their own communities at that time. If you were at Tucker's Crossroads, you were probably part of the Tucker's Crossroads Home Demonstration Club, or Taylorsville, or Lagardo, or wherever it was. Now you pretty much can go to whichever one and be a member wherever you want to, whoever maybe is more to your liking, or you have more friends there or something, right?
Correct. We have them all over the county. We have some in the Mount Juliet area. We have, like I said, Tucker's Crossroad. We have them here in Lebanon. We have them around. We have them out toward Gladeville area. And the thing of it is, a lot of people are going to where my personality meets that person. Plus, we're also more mobile today, so we go where we want to go with our vehicle. We have them in Leeville. We have Statesville. I'm trying to see off the top of my head, trying to remember all of the clubs. I don't have them all in my head, but we have 11 that you can choose from to go to.
Yeah. What's the easiest way for somebody to become a member? Do you... if you don't know anybody in any of them, you've got to do something. If you know somebody, then that's probably who you're going to contact. But somebody that's new, say, moves in here and, hey, this sounds good, but how do I get started?
My suggestion is that you call the extension office, and the secretaries there would be more than happy to give you a list of the clubs with the president's name, and that way you can contact them individual, find out when they meet, and see if it's where you want to go in the county.
Well, of course, that's what you would do for anything that pertains to this general area. Call the UT Extension office.
Yes, sir.
If they don't have the answer, they'll get it or point you in the right direction.
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay, and speaking of that, we've got something coming up. I got an invitation to, and you have the information in front of you there, but this is something we could talk about this morning.
Okay, on December the 5th, the Wilson says to 4-H friends, 4-H members would like to express their appreciation for your support of our program through this invitation to the Wilson County 4-H Awards Banquet, which is Thursday, December the 5th, 6 p.m. at the James E. Ward Ag Center, East-West Building. Will be an awards program recognizing. We realize that without the support of the volunteers and local community leaders, the programs would simply not be there. So if you're interested, you need to RSVP the Extension Office at 444-9584 by Monday, November 25th. And I have volunteered some with 4-H. I have backed off a little bit right now just to some other things, but Morgan and Grace are just wonderful ladies to work with there at the Extension Office. They have some great programs for the kids going on, and they would be happy to have somebody else to help them do some of their activities.
Well, we'll try to keep people reminded of that. But in the meantime, there's a lot of activity with the FCE, and anybody that would like to be a part of that, again, we can talk about the Santa's Workshop that is today. You don't have much time to make it. It's going to be at 9 o'clock. But you were telling us earlier, and you might repeat some of this, Sarah, a lot of ideas going to be available today.
Yes, we're going to make a teddy bear out of a towel. We're going to take fabric and fold it, make a little star, and you'll be able to hang that ornament on the tree. Bracelets out of red and green, some rope bracelets, wheat stars, angels out of the blue jean pocket, a canvas decoupage tree, a journal book, necklace, and like I said earlier, my favorite is the holiday candy making.
Now, it costs a little money to do this.
Yes.
The prices vary on that, or is it the same for everything?
No, each item, the supplies are different for each one.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to come, please bring some cash with you today so that you can, we'd love to have you. I don't see how you can do every one of them. Some people try to complete every one of them. Good luck to them. I can't do it. I spend too much time on one or the other. So,
what would be the average person that comes today? How many would they do? 2 or 3, or half a dozen, or?
I'd say you do 5 to 6, probably in that length of time, because we're there from 9 to 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And again, this is the education building at the Ward Ag Center, the fairgrounds. And I guess there's you display a little talent in doing this, but if you get bogged down a little bit, somebody come along.
Yes, for each one of these activities I've listed, we have one person who does this very well. We have a leader. We have these we call artisans, crafters. These crafters get up there and they help you make them. If you have a little trouble, they will help you put it together. It's not. And you will pay each crafter as you do that. They range in price from $2 to $12 for these activities that we're doing today.
Okay. Well, that's I mean, $12 is not bad. Two would be nicer, but but if somebody made every one of them, probably less than $100?
Yes, I figured up here if they did one of everything that I have listed here, it's about $54.
Yeah, okay.
So that's not bad for as many crafts as you'd go home with.
That gives you some idea of what the Santa's Workshop is all about. And again, it starts at 9 o'clock, about an hour and a half from now. And the good thing about it, if you haven't RSVP'd, that's okay. Come on out. You'll be welcome, and you can have fun with the rest of the people today and get creative and maybe even learn a little bit of a new skill, and at least learn how to do what you're talking about here, make these things.
Right, and if somebody comes that's not a member, we'll be glad to talk to you about membership at the FCE clubs. We'll try to batch you up with the club that you would fit in the best with.
All right. Well, Sarah, it's been nice to talk about all this. We've got about 2 or 3 minutes left. You must be pretty involved with the FCE. What are there other things that you do in the community, or other things you enjoy?
Well, let's see. I said, Coleman, you and I have worked together on several committees with the fair.
Yeah.
I'm on the Chamber of Commerce. I'm in the Kiwanis. I stay pretty busy since I have retired, and I love every bit of it.
Which Kiwanis?
Lebanon.
Okay. Kiwanis Club of Lebanon.
Yes, sir.
So you know Susie then.
Yes, sir.
And Chelsea. And
yes.
John Bryan and all the rest.
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, what do you do in your spare time?
I don't really have much anymore, but I enjoy being busy. I like doing that. I decided when I retired I wasn't just going to go home and sit down, so I keep going, and that's really good for me.
Well, you didn't tell us, and I'm not trying to get too personal here, but how did you wind up in Lebanon? Because you were somewhere else.
When I came to work for the State Department of Education, my office was in downtown Nashville, so I had to move to the Middle Tennessee area. I was raised in the Middle Tennessee area, so coming back to Middle Tennessee was not a hard
Okay. What part of Middle Tennessee?
I lived in Brentwood before they ever had the interstate through Brentwood. Before they ever had so I had to go to Franklin High School at that time.
Oh.
But it was before the interstate was ever through Brentwood.
Okay. Well, now that we've found out a little bit more about you this morning.
I can't keep my secrets anymore. Everybody knows that.
Well, sometimes I'm kind of full of questions, but like they say, inquiring minds want to know.
It's okay.
But it is nice to be retired, to be able to do some things you enjoy doing, and the FCE, the Family and Community Education thing, seems to fit you very well. And so we appreciate you being here to tell us about it this morning.
Well, thank you for having us today. And come on out into Santa's workshop and enjoy making some nice little activities, crafts to take home with you today.
All right. Well, if you'd like to attend, all you got to do is show up at 9 o'clock at the Education Building at the Ward Ag Center, the Fairgrounds, and it's Santa's workshop. And Sarah will be there along with a lot of other people, and have a great day. So thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, that is part one of Coleman and Company. Mayor Bell is going to join us for part two, so stay with us right here on FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota. Write it off the lot. Write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Morning, we see that heavy traffic developing westbound Vietnam Vets, trying to get past Conference Drive, all that traffic flowing in right now from Sumner County, Hendersonville, headed towards Nashville. It's loading up over here on 40 West to Hermitage, Donaldson. 24 is really busy now, westbound, passing Bell Road, OHB at Clarksville Pike. That crash is still there at the intersection. Prince's Hot Chicken has new items on a new menu. Check them all out today. You can order online. It's easy. PrincesHotChicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Simple banking, simply better. Since 2004, that's been our motto at Cedarstone Bank. I'm Bob McDonald. We know that financial decisions can sometimes be complicated, but that doesn't mean solutions have to be. Whether you're buying a new home, renovating your existing home, or buying a car, or maybe you're a business that needs to purchase equipment for the building you operate from, we have all the technology that will allow you to do your banking online or on the telephone, or you can come in one of our beautiful branches and see our great people. With locations in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Nashville, Cedarstone Bank. Simple banking, simply better.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you thinking about buying a new home? Let A.G. & Johnson assist you with your new home search. From the first-time home buyer to the empty nester, we are experienced in all facets of the home buying process. We will be with you every step of the way. No matter if you are buying, selling, downsizing, or upsizing, we can assist you with your real estate needs. Call us at 615-444-0909 or find us online at agandjohnson.com or Facebook A.G. & Johnson Realty. A.G. & Johnson is your community's trusted realty and auction company.
This is Vincent Lenning, owner of Birdine Supply. At Birdine Supply, we carry plumbing and electrical supplies for commercial and residential. Whether you're repairing an existing system or building new from the ground up, our knowledgeable staff will help you by trying to answer any questions you may have. Birdine Supply also carries Orca brand coolers and cups for your outdoor needs. Call 615-453-9222 or stop by 6966 Lebanon Road, just a quarter mile west of Highway 109.
Open 7 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, Birdine Supply.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is in a new location, 1746 West Main in Lebanon, across from Sports Village. Gregory Dental Group offers cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs.
No insurance? No problem. Call about the discount plan. Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322.
This is Sean Dozier. Harshside Senior Living is celebrating our 30th anniversary in November. Harshside is a legacy ministry serving generations of senior adults throughout our community. When I walk through the doors daily, talk with the residents, and see firsthand the dedicated employees, I am reminded of the sacrifice of those who made Harshside what it is today. For more information about our independent or assisted living communities, visit harshsideliving.com.
We'll have mostly cloudy skies for today, scattered showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 70s, occasional rain showers tonight, lows in the lower 60s, and then partly cloudy with a few showers on Thursday, highs in the lower 70s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your Severe View forecast, I'm Drew Richards.
We welcome you to part 2 of Coleman and Company here on a Wednesday morning, and I'm going to first introduce Mayor Rick Bell, who's going to be my guest. Mayor, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Kind of short night.
Long time no see.
The commercial time here this morning, since and by the way, if anybody would like to have a 5 or 6 minute live commercial on Wednesday mornings at this time, you can call a radio station and talk to a salesperson. This slot is open right now, and we'd like to have somebody. But Mayor, I'm going to go over last night's ballot a little bit. Then we didn't have a city council meeting last night, but we've got plenty to talk about, and this will be your time just like always, and we'll have plenty to talk about. But first, last night's election returns, and as we look, first of all, President and Vice President of the United States here in Wilson County, it was Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance receiving 56,338 votes, 56,338. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz received 23,804, and a number of others, the most of which was 612 votes for Robert Kennedy Jr. For United States Senate, Marsha Blackburn, Republican incumbent, 54,816. Gloria Johnson, the Democratic nominee, 23,510. And then for U.S. House of Representatives District 5, Andy Ogles, the incumbent, had 39,099 votes. Miriam Abel-Fosley received 17,875. 3 other candidates there that the most was 1,363 for Jim Larkin. House of Representatives District 6, John Rose with 14,843 votes to Lori Bergman's 4,162, she being the Democratic candidate. House of Representatives District 40, this is just a small portion of Wilson County to the east. Michael Hale, who is his home base is DeKalb County, is the incumbent and received 1,203 votes here in Wilson County. Daniel Hawthorne, 258. In the House of Representatives District 46, it was Clark Boyd with 28,284, Joni Cochran, 9,478. And in the House of Representatives District 57, Susan Lynn, 26,994. Alina Corona had 12,880. For mayor, Rick Bell, running unopposed, 18,071 votes. Mayor, I know you're proud of every one of them.
I am.
18,071 and 4. We're still going to kid you a little bit about this. 420 write-ins. Any comment on that?
I'd like to see the list.
Okay. Alderman Ward 1, Joey Wayne Carmack was running unopposed and had 3,408 votes. Alderman Ward 2, there were 2 vying for the position. It's been held a long time by Fred Burton. The winner was Jerry Ashley with 709 votes. Pamela Wiggins received 641. Alderman Ward 5, Robert Tick Bryan running unopposed, 2,595 votes, 2,595. In Mount Juliet, James Maness was running unopposed for mayor and received 17,855 votes. By the way, there are more write-ins in Mount Juliet, 655 there for mayor.
I have to talk to James
You'd like
James
to see
about that
list too, wouldn't
yeah.
Then we have District 1 Commissioner. Ray Justice is the incumbent, but Art Giles, a former commissioner, ran and received 2,076 votes, and he'll be replacing Justice in the next term. Giles, 2,076, Ray Justice with 1,773 votes, and Vince King running a distant third with 723 votes. District Commissioner 3, it was Scott Hefner taking that with 3,016 votes. Tommy Hibbett, his challenger, with 1,455. And I want to get rid of Safari here and go back to what I want to see. I've got a problem. Billy, if you're listening, come help me out here. All of a sudden, my information source has gone haywire. Well,
you still have to talk about Mayor Jennings winning in Watertown and the Cartmel Scholarship. Now, I will say this, and until Billy gets you straightened out there, you did not mention that Jory Carmack and Tick Bryan, they also had some write-ins too. So you might want to say how many of those were.
We'll get to that in a moment here. I really wonder about the write-ins. Mostly you're going to see them where there's not any opposition, because the people, I guess, would feel like they're wasting their vote otherwise. But I wonder what's behind some of that sometimes.
Through the years, I've heard people talk about write-ins, and it's especially in unopposed races, and they may not want to vote for the person who's running, and they'll just write something in just for the heck of it. Or I've heard people sometimes do it as a joke and things like that as well. But I appreciate everybody who voted. I appreciate everybody who voted for me. I thank them for that. And today it's time to go back to work and start the next 4 years. And but I do want to do one thing. I didn't get to do this last night. Is I want to congratulate Jerry Ashley for winning Ward 2. Last night when I was out here, it wasn't sure who had won yet, and so I just want to congratulate Jerry. I texted her last night and told her that I look forward to working with her over the next 4 years, and I think she's going to make a really good counselor.
Well, I know what I should have done last night. I should have written all of this on this piece of paper here, which I was going to do, but I went home and turned the TV on and I didn't. And now that my laptop is not cooperating, I don't have the information.
Now Billy's been called into the studio, and
if Billy doesn't come to the rescue.
And Billy told me he didn't get much sleep last night either. So and MJ didn't either. So this whole group worked hard last night.
Oh, I think we've got it now, and I will be more careful as I scroll through the results here. Let's see. We were talking about Mount Juliet. I believe we were. Did I get James Manus?
You did.
Okay, we read for Watertown. Mike Jennings in Watertown was running unopposed, and he got 493 votes. There were 32 write-in votes in Watertown there, by the way, for mayor. And they had an interesting, somewhat interesting, I guess. They have aldermen at large, and they have 3 that were on the ballot last night, but there were only 3 that were running. So they all won. It was just a matter of who's going to get the most votes, and that was so close. Laura Lee Cromer had 421 votes. April Pearson had 411, and Steve Casey had 410.
Wow.
So they all must be very much liked. And Mayor Jennings did have some good things to say about all 3 of them. He said they all 3 doing a real good job. And then the Cartmel Scholarship, I don't know Katie Claire Campbell, but she got a lot of votes, 17,062, but of course running unopposed. And even there, 108 write-in votes.
The Cartmel Scholarship is something that's really been a part of this city for a long time. And it's something that's unique, where a student has to run for office just like we all do in order to get a scholarship to Vanderbilt. And I think that's something that's really it's something that teaches them a lot. And I know in the past it's been opposed sometimes. Sometimes nobody's ran for it, but I think that's something that's really interesting.
Well, I can remember that even when I was in high school. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, William Farmer, I believe, got the Cartmel Scholarship.
I didn't know that.
One time.
It would be interesting to look back to see who all's won that through the years.
But somebody, I don't even know where it got its name. Is that a family name? Or?
It is. It's a family. It's a person who left the money, I don't know how long ago, and set that up, and they was member of the Cartmel family, and so they were a prominent family here for a long time, And so they set that up.
Understand that there's a certain amount of money that like in an investment, and from that they take the money for the scholarship. And
it is.
I guess if somebody doesn't run for it, there's been times when it didn't go to anybody, I believe.
I think you're right.
It just sits there and accumulates for the next.
And I think at one time there's like a board that oversees it. And I don't know who's on that board now, but I know some people in the past. Last night obviously was election night, and congratulations to Jerry Ashley for her win, and and everybody, and congratulations to everybody who ran, actually, because that's a really big step to put your name on the ballot and to go out there and campaign. It's hard work for everybody, and so I appreciate everybody who has their names on that ballot there here in Wilson County.
Yeah, and something like you just said, a congratulations message or something is about all the thanks you get.
That's true. But one thing I do want to say about the election last night, I know I was here last night talking about my campaign, and today we're back to talk about the city of Lebanon, our normal time. But last night I did mention Hank Pollard, who helps put up my signs. Mm-hmm. He helped 4 years ago and helped this year, and he so last night he didn't get to hear me say that because he was bowling. So I want to say that again. Right now, him and my dad are out riding around, listening to the show, riding around town. So I just want to thank Hank for all that he did to help, and I just want to make sure that he heard that.
Okay, this is normally your time to report on the city council meeting and other things pertaining to the mayor's office, and most of it up until now has been with yesterday's election. But I know you've got some notes there. We're going to take a break, and after that, it's Rick Bell's time, okay?
We'll start.
All right. Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $59.95 up to 5 quarts of oil. Tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They were in the process of moving a wreck over to the side on 40 eastbound. It's good near Briley Parkway. That's over on the west side. It's pretty busy now, 24 westbound. Trying to get out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County with that traffic volume. Headed into Davidson County, passing Bell Road, Haywood Lane, and starting to slow down at times on Vietnam Vets westbound as that starts to really get busy westbound there at Conference Drive. Trying to get on that ramp from Vietnam Vets onto 65 going southbound. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken, they've got new items on a new menu. Check them out today. You can order online, princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
Hey Wilson County, looking for a fun night out? Wilson Rides invites you to Sips and Sounds on Friday, November 15th at the Farm Bureau Expo Center in Lebanon, Tennessee. Enjoy live music and great food, all while supporting a great cause. Every dollar raised helps Wilson Rides provide safe transportation to older adults in Wilson County. VIP experiences, amazing artists, and a night out you won't forget. Get your tickets at wilsonridesinc.org or call 615-622-5557.
This is Ray Edwards with Powell & Meadows Insurance Agency. For your home, auto, life, and health insurance, Powell & Meadows can assist you with a plan that's right for you at a price you can afford. We also provide business insurance, including commercial property, general liability, business auto, and workers' compensation, tailor-made for your company. With locations in Lebanon, Carthage, and Lafayette, Powell & Meadows Insurance Agency can start saving you money today. Call 444-7000.
Thanks for joining us for final segment here for a Wednesday morning. I looked out the window. It was pouring down rain a minute ago. Looks like it's let up just a little now, Mayor. Mayor Rick Bell is here, and for those of you who joined us late, we did not have a city council meeting last night. I guess it's primarily because it's election day.
It was.
Maybe no compelling reason to have a meeting.
It was election night, and there weren't any pressing issues that need to be addressed. Now, the the city council meeting in 2 weeks, we'll probably have a lot to talk about. There's some stuff will pile up on it, but we'll get through it and it'll be okay. But there are some things I want to talk about.
Well, let me ask this while I'm thinking about it here. Fred Burton will be ending his time on the council. Will the November end that for him?
Yeah. So we have a meeting November 19th. That'll be Fred's last meeting, and Fred is an institution in this town. He's done a lot for this city, not just his ward. But that day on the 19th, we're going to have a party for him, a retirement party there at City Hall, and have lunch. And then that night will be his last meeting. And then one of the events I was going to talk about, so the swearing-in ceremony for everyone who's elected will be November 21st at 5 o'clock. That'll be at City Hall in the council chambers, and everyone's invited to that. We'll have some refreshments too. So please come on November 21st at 5 o'clock. And so that night I'll be sworn in along with Joey Carmack and Jerry Ashley and Tick Bryan.
Yeah. And you'll be out here the next morning, I hope.
Yeah, we'll be back out here. And so Fred's last meeting will be the 19th. Yeah. And so we'll have a really good send off for him, and wish him luck. And look, I'm gonna tell Fred, he's welcome to come to City Hall anytime he wants. Come up there and talk to everybody, like he always does. And then we have another event coming up next week I want to mention too. And so next Thursday night on November 14th, we're having our Christmas tree lighting, which happens every year. It's going to start at 5. The choirs from the elementary schools here in town are going to start singing at 5, and we'll light the tree at 5:30. We'll have food trucks there. After we light the tree, Sweet and 3, they'll put on a concert. We're going to have some different activities for kids and be an opportunity to meet Santa Claus and have a picture made, and there'll be some other booths set up too, as far as things people can buy and make T-shirts and things like that. So it's going to be a big night for us, but there's going to be a difference, Coleman. This year we're going to light the tree at the Mitchell House. Historically, it's been on the square over there in the corner where the cabin is. But last year, we lit up the Mitchell House, and that was very popular. And people got out, took pictures, and so I feel like that'd be a good place for the tree. And really, the square is difficult. Last year, Chief Justice was the whole night. He was nervous about traffic coming through there and kids running out and things like that. And also, to do the setup, we have to block off that quadrant all day, which affects parking for the square and for the businesses down there. So I felt like, at the Mitchell House, we have plenty of room. We will not affect business on the square as far as parking, and I just feel like it'll make a beautiful scene there at the Mitchell House with a tree outside. So we're going to start a new tradition this year. We're going to light the tree at the Mitchell House.
Well, that is a new tradition, no doubt. And have you gotten any feedback? The safety issue is got to factor big in that, I think.
It's real. Yeah. And last year, I remember standing there myself, and there was tractor trailers coming through there, and at the Mitchell House, we have the lawn in front with some bank ons, and there's plenty of room for people to park. We're going to park in the back behind the house, and we're going to shut down the streets there, and where there's not much traffic at that time. And so the police and I, we felt like this is the best spot, and again, it'll be a beautiful scene with everything lit up, and so the feedback's been positive, and I know change sometimes is different, obviously, but I really think when people see it, they're going to really appreciate it.
Well, it'd just be a little adjustment, and that's probably all.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, and again, it's Christmas time, and this is a great time of year, obviously, for everyone, and I want to, as we go into Christmas too, I want to say this. We're going to go out and buy gifts, and please support your local businesses. This time of year, this is the big time of year for them, and we have small businesses all over town that provide some great opportunities to buy gifts. And so as you go out there, please take the opportunity to visit them.
Yeah,
probably can't emphasize too much the shop at home and keep those dollars here working for you, and of course the sales tax that they generate keeps government going.
It is, and I talk about that. I feel like every time I come out here, but there's a lot of people who've invested in Lebanon, who have had a dream of opening a business. They've done it here. And we really appreciate it, and because they're really who make this place special, and so I do ask everyone to go out there and support them as you go out and make these purchases here at the end of the year, and that leads me to another thing that happened this week too. There's another business that opened in town. That's Rackley Roofing, had their ribbon cutting just a few days ago, and I was able to go to that. Rackley Roofing is a huge business. They've been based out of Carthage. They've had locations in Mount Juliet, and there's one other location, and they decided to take all of that and move it to Lebanon and combine it. And they've gone in down at the old Bates Ford on Main Street down by Publix, and it's beautiful what they've done to the building. They've really fixed it up, and so I got to meet Curtis. He's the owner, and he actually lives in Lebanon on Horn Springs Road, and not too far from me. And so he got to meet their entire staff. And so that's a great business. This is their corporate headquarters, and that's something we really look forward to, to attract to Lebanon and to have them come here. I think is really a plus for us.
Well, one very observant citizen has asked this question. What in the world are they going to do with all that space down there? Can you answer that?
I can't. Now, I will say this. They have a lot of employees there, and so I think they have a lot of people who work for them. As far as the parking lot space, I'm not sure what they're going to do with all that. They have started operating, and, as I came by there going home yesterday, they had a lot of vehicles parked there, but it didn't fill up everything.
As mayor, you've got to feel really good about this, because I can remember being a much smaller business in Carthage years ago. Back when I did Aflac, Brownie Hall and I worked together. Now, Rackley Roofing was Brownie's account.
Yeah, really? I did. That's interesting.
But they're here now, and do you have any idea how many employees they have?
I don't, and they didn't talk about that day. We just kind of fellowship a little bit and cut the ribbon, and I thank them for being here, obviously. But I really feel like this started on the square. There was a building down there getting renovated, and the roof was getting worked on, and Rackley was doing it, and Lee Clark and I went down there because they had to move our lights that are hanging over the square to make sure that went well, and we started talking to the Rackley representative, and they were talking about how they were looking to move and want to get closer to the interstate, and I said, well, Bates Ford moved, and they said, really, and so I think that's really kind of what started it, and so I'll take this as a recruiting success. But they really did. They wanted to be in a location that was closer to where they can get to the places where they work, and so it was a great day. There's a lot of people there, and I think that's a really important addition to our city. And then also, since I was out here last, Zaxby's celebrated their 20th anniversary here in Lebanon.
Wow.
And they had a celebration, and Lee Oliver and his sister Bonnie Ryan, they own the Zaxby's on 231. And then Lee and Chad Martin own the one on Highway 109. But we were celebrating the 231 location, and I'll be honest with you, until the invitation came out, I did not realize Zaxby's had been here 20 years. But they opened in 2004, and Woody Hunt was there, and we sat at the table, and they have what they call the Coleman booth, where it's all decorated in Cumberland, and they talked about how they opened the same year he won his first national championship. And so I think they were kind of saying there's a correlation there.
We open up, you win the championship.
That's right. So, but I can also say that I became the faculty athletics representative about a month before he won it. So I'm going to take credit for it too.
We've got about 2.5 minutes. Anything else we need desperately to talk about?
There's a couple of things. The Leavenworth County Chamber of Commerce unveiled their mural the other day. There's a mural celebrating their 100th anniversary. They're on College Street, the corner of College Street and East Main. It's a great mural that represents all the things the Chambers do. So I just want to congratulate Melanie and Andrea and everyone else for getting that mural and adding to the artistic element of our downtown. And they work hard over there, and we have a great partnership with them in the city of Lebanon. We do tons of things together. The Christmas lighting ceremony is something we do jointly. Halloween on the Square. There's so many things that we work hand in hand on, and so they're wrapping up their 100th year, and so I know it's been a great celebration, and I congratulate them on that. In fact, they're going to the Capitol tomorrow to have a resolution in their honor, and so there's been a lot going on. They had the Taste of Wilson just a few weeks ago where I had to cook chicken wings, but it's there's a lot happening out there.
Well, the square, and we don't have time to get into this much, just a minute here, but the square is so much busier here.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. And my mom talks about when she was growing up, the stores on the square, her mom would take her shopping, and I know you remember that too, but I really believe that the square now is as good as it's ever been and maybe better than it ever was. There's a lot going on the square.
Well, it sure is, and traffic sometimes gets a little messy passing through. I have started going around some more.
Well, and people ask about parking all the time, and we're working on it.
Yeah,
we are working on it.
Well, Mayor, we've come to the end of our time here this morning, but thanks for being with us. Big meeting on the 21st?
So we have our city council meetings on the 19th.
19th.
And our swearing-in ceremonies on the 21st.
Right. Okay. So a busy week that week. All right. That's going to do it for a Wednesday. I hope you'll join us tomorrow for Coleman & Company. And until tomorrow, I wish you a wonderful day.